So I'm here with Jason. We're going to master our skills at cornering, sort of. So we set up some cones, and we're gonna move these around and try different things. But you know, we've got to get a handle on this because we've been doing this for a few months, and we just, yeah, it's about time we just feel a little bit better. So
let's do it.
All right.
Okay, so we first set up the cones in a basic cornering pattern, and we just wanted to get the feel of the bike, getting that bike body separation, and needless to say, it took us quite several tries, but we kept doing it over and over. And as we kept doing it, we noticed we got a little bit faster. The bike body separation felt really good. We think we were hitting our form right, leaning the bike just enough. It's interesting to look back at the video because it doesn't really seem like we're leaning that much, but when you're on the bike, it feels like you're leaning quite a bit. And here it is from a little bit different angle. Then we changed things up a little bit. We actually made the cornering a little bit tighter, which really just kind of made us work a little bit harder on the cornering, made us think a little bit more. We weren't able to go as fast, but it really did make us think about different types of cornering, tighter corners, things like that. And again, as we kept doing that new formation, we kept getting faster and more comfortable with it. And we just kept doing it over and over and over. Here's another one that we did, was really more like a trail configuration, maybe a little bit like switchbacks. We really wanted to get that cornering down for that type of formation, which is a little bit more realistic, especially on cross-country trails. Obviously with flowy trails you're going to have berms and things like that, but then we decided, okay, let's really figure out speed and what's some of the fast ways we could get around those corners, and so we did. So we set them up wide and pretty long, and we just kept going back and forth, and we got faster and faster and faster. Like I said, it really looks like we're not leaning the bike that much, but when you're on it, it really does. Also, this is a DJI Osmo camera. It's really wide, so it's probably not the best camera lens to really gauge the angle of the bike, so take that into consideration.
Quick recap. Jason, how'd you feel?
I feel pretty good. It was super helpful to go through the turns and just really work on the techniques and the bike body separation and be able to lean it over. You know, I think it's going to help me a lot on the trail.
Yeah, me too. I was that leaning really helped, and figuring out where the position is on the body. You are on the bike, your body is to the bike. Sometimes it's forward, sometimes it's backward, depends on how much you lean. I mean, you really have to learn how to finesse it. So yeah. I think that was one of the biggest things I learned. And definitely I love getting speed, and you got faster on each course that we set up. It was really cool to be able to do that. So
it's one of those things where you can hear the technique,
yep,
and watch a video on it,
yep,
but then to go out and do it
and actually do it,
practice and repetition and getting that muscle memory is what it takes to get good at it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the most important thing. It's not you're going to master it all in one session, but you can at least get used to it and do it over and over and over, and that's why these exercises are pretty good. And now it's just like finding time to do it more.
Yeah,
it's great after a rain here in Tennessee. Like when it rains, like almost all the trails are closed down, so coming in after a rain is super helpful, because you can take that time, even though you can't hit the trails, come to a parking lot. It's just a school parking lot we set up some cones, and just do it for an hour or 2 hours, you know, and get that time in on the bike.
That's right. Always progressing.
Always progressing. All right. See you on the trails.